If you are not good with weakness, you got to learn how to be strong. If you are not good with fearless, you got to learn how to be fierce.
Welcome to Ultra Habits. Here, we go under the hood with our guests to unpack the minutia and to understand what processes and systems they engage or research that result in ultra-enhanced living.
Howdy folks, it's RJ Singh and my little girl Mara May, and we're here to introduce our next guest on the Ultra Habits podcast, Seth Freezy Macbones. Now, I came across Seth's videos on Facebook where he was knocking people left, right, and center across the ring. And what really piqued my interest was his peekaboo boxing style that he fights with, which was introduced by none other than Mike Tyson and was created by the legendary boxing trainer, Cus D'Amato. Now, I am a massive Tyson fan. I'm not necessarily a boxing expert or fan, but I can appreciate the sense of presence and self-regulation required in any combat sport. And I had a chat with Seth to really unpack his story, and he is truly a remarkable man. Now, originally from Ghana, he went to England and he has worked his way up within the boxing ranks in the UK. Now, what's super interesting is he didn't start fighting, he didn't start boxing until 23 or 24 years old, and he is looking to make professional very, very soon. The guy is an absolute beast in the ring. There is a singleness of purpose, an energy, and a passion that you can feel coming at you through the screen. And I wanted to unpack his journey, and particularly around how he was able to get into a sport so late and make an impact, where you're talking about people who've been doing it since they were kids. And the thing about boxing or any combat sport is, if you have any level of imposter syndrome when it's time to perform, you're going to get your ass handed to you. So I really wanted to understand what makes the man tick. It's a truly, truly dynamic interview. The man is truly a gentleman. There is a lot in it in terms of takeaways around behaviors, habits, systems. Again, really hope you enjoy this interview. I sure as hell did. Take care, y'all. Peace. Well, Freezy, we finally made it to the show. Hello from the land down under. I'm here in Sydney, Australia. You're obviously in London, and you're in Brixton, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Brixton, South London.
Yeah. So look, man, I'm really happy to have you on the show. You're our first fighter, our first boxer, and whilst I love the way you fight, I'm a massive Tyson fan and Cus D'Amato fan, and we can get into that. I think really the real story here is about your discipline, your focus, and being able to take up something, a craft, which people typically do from a very young age. You were able to pick it up much later, and you've been able to run with it. I think it's a fascinating story. But what I'd like to do is start off from the beginning. So you're from Ghana, right, Freezy?
Yep, I'm from Ghana, West Africa.
So tell us about the journey from Ghana, what life was like in Ghana, and why did you guys immigrate to London?
Well, I grew up in Ghana, yes, in a city called Kumasi, and in the side of Kumasi, there is another town called Asokore, and aside of Asokore, there's another village called Bima. That's where I grew up, that's a small village. I grew up like a 7 or 8 houses in the village, and that time there was no lights, there's no light there. And then I remember the car don't really come there those days because of the road was really, really bad, and I always travel from the village to this town like 5 miles every day to school and come back, So life was a bit hard for me and my family. But obviously, we never give up, And then I have 10 sisters, and I'm the only one boy of them, So it
Are you the
was a bit,
youngest?
yeah, I'm the
Oh, wow.
youngest.
So you know women. You
Sorry.
understand women.
Yeah, I really understand women. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, obviously, it's hard, but you got to. And I've been around with my sister, so I know how it goes.
That's interesting because, like, how has being around women shaped your view? Like, I would imagine a lot of boxers have grown up with a lot of masculine energy around them, a lot of like fighting and wrestling as kids. You wouldn't have been doing any of that, would you? Like, what was growing up with a bunch of girls like, bro?
Um, listen, I never thought I would be a boxer, and even if if there is a pastor or preacher or priest said to me, "Hey, you're going to be a boxer in future," I will laugh to the person. I will like,
Yeah.
that's not me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in back home. I was really working hard. I would do everything to survive. Like I said, I come from very humble, poor family. We don't have it, but my dad and my mom, they work so hard to look after us, to give us a good education. In Africa, let me take you back to Africa again. To have a good education, you got to have a little bit money around you, And my mom don't have, so we just go to the school, and they can't afford us to continue to the high school, and then we stop, And imagine, like I said, I got a lot of sisters, so it was hard for them, And so that's what we was live. Life was hard, but like I said, I always had a dream that I want to travel. I want to travel. I want to travel. I always had that dream, since I was a kid, And I got the opportunity, and I came here at the 2012, February 2012, and it was a bit hard for me to come to the country because the person who invites me for like a visit in the country in London here, I text him, "Hey, I'm in Heathrow Airport. Can you take me home?" And that person was disappeared.
So you didn't come with your family?
Now my family don't live here. I came by
Oh, so
myself to
you're by
Haslam.
yourself,
By myself, exactly. So
right?
it's like you are right now. You are in Australia, and you're just like, "Hey, I want to travel to Africa and change my life there." So when you go to Africa, you don't know what you're going to do. You just want to go to Africa. When you get there, then you find the solution.
So you actually, I did a very similar thing, but it was a bit easier. I'm from the US. I came to
Okay.
Australia, so it's a bit easier. So you're from Ghana,
Mhm.
get to Heathrow. You're what, in your 20s?
Yeah, that time I was around 20, 21, 22.
Can you speak English well at that time or what? Like, is
Was not good like this, honestly. If you right now, my accent is not as strong, and my English is not really good. Like, so you can imagine before, I, it was very, very
I
horrible. But
love it,
you
brother.
know,
So you end up in Heathrow. Was it cold? You're like, what the hell am I doing here? And this dude
listen,
doesn't. Where's this dude at? He's supposed to pick you up from the airport.
yeah, I mean, he set me up. Honestly, he set me up because I think he did something in I don't know what happened. So he turned his phone off, and I called one of my friends in back home in Ghana, and he let someone came and pick me up from Heathrow in 2012. I think February 19th February
Wow.
2012. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're now in London. What do you do?
Like when you travel alone to different country, you don't know how the country how it work. for example, in terms of find a job to do, you know. So I just when I came in the night, I wake up and I said to the lady who being a good Samaritan to help me bring me home, and I said, oh, I want to find a job to do. I can't stay home like that. She said to me, yeah, calm down. Just now you arrived, you know, so we will find something. She asked me, what do you want to do? And I said to her, I want to be army soldier. That's why I said to her, I want to be army. And she showed me where army office, you know, to get the forms to fill, you know. So I went there, and then they look at my it was hard for them to understand me because, you know, I did not speak English really well, you know, but they still gave me forms to go to take it home to fill, you know. But listen, things happen, you know, things really happened to me from that time. But God is great. Thank God now life is not still the same, you know. And I'm still moving on, and I hope by the grace of God, things will change for better.
Well, your faith is strong, and there's no doubt about that. Also, your sense of responsibility and work ethic, and we'll get into that, I think, is what has really carried you through. How did you then get into boxing? Like, why boxing? Like, give us that story.
Yeah, I mean, like in the back home, the only boxer I know is Mike Tyson. You know, I remember I told you I was living in the village with my mom, you know, and anytime Mike Tyson is fighting, we need to travel miles to go to different village. They have a light, so we can go there and watch the boxing, you know. But sometimes before we got there, we see people coming up from their houses. Like I asked them what happened. They said, "Oh, Tyson knocked the guy out." So we need to walk back home without watching the fight, you know. You know what I'm saying? So I was because every time people talk about Mike Tyson, and I really love that guy. When my mom traveled to this city, I said, "Mom, when you come in, buy me Mike Tyson calendar."
But why were you so obsessed with Mike Tyson? And did you like to fight yourself?
People used to in the school time, I got bullied. You know, people used to bully me, call me names, you know, call me some horrible names, you know, and some terrible stuff I remember they used to do to me, you know. But that time I fight with anger, you know. Obviously you was a young boy, you don't know how you use your energy to control yourself. You just get anger, upset, and fight. You know, that one is different, you know, but I don't know nothing about boxing, you know. So when I came here, I think somewhere Mayweather and Pacquiao had a fight. Very good. And Mayweather was moving around in the ring, like he hit Pacquiao, and Pacquiao found it difficult to catch Mayweather. Then I said to my friend, me and my friend was watching that fight in London, and I said to my friend, hey, why Mayweather is running like a chicken? I can do this, you know. And he said, no, bro, boxing is different to compare, like the way you see these men, they train different. So you stop. I said, nah, I can do this job. And
so you weren't boxing, Freezy. You weren't boxing at that time.
No. I never been in boxing back home since I came here at the age of 22. No, at the age of 23. I never put boxing gloves on my hand. Never. You know, but the only thing I have is my mindset. I'm someone, if I want to do something, if the thing is not succeed or successful, I will never stop. I'll keep going. And I'm very hardworking guy. So in back home, like I said to you, I was hustling. I was doing everything to survive. I do construction job. I go to the forest, helping the timbers to carry the lodge on my shoulders, put in the truck, send them to abroad, make some furnitures. You know what I'm saying? So I used to do so many hard work, hard labor, you know, get something to eat. So when I see them doing, like Mayweather was fighting there, I thought myself, listen, I can do this job, But my friend put me down. He said to me, it's not like he was advising me, like the way I see them, they train, they got skills different than the way I see them. So I shouldn't think about boxing. They brush me off. Then I said to myself, listen, I like Mike Tyson. If I want to start boxing, if it's not Mike Tyson, if it's not pickable, I don't want nothing. I don't want to be a boxer. And first, maybe you may ask me, Freezy, why did you pick up Mike Tyson? Because Mike Tyson since Mike Tyson retired from boxing, I never see anybody fighting pickable, put their hands here, move their head, get confidence, get inside to the opponent, bite them, the body, knock them out. They don't care. Tyson don't care how big you are, how strong you are. He will come forward to knock you out.
So can I ask you a question? Mike Tyson, he grew up a certain way that I think we all know. Like his documentary is probably one of my favorite documentaries of all time, right? Like he had a very unique and difficult upbringing. When you fight, or in terms of what motivates you when you're fighting to be such a beast, are you coming from that place of anger that I think Mike Tyson came from? Where are you coming from, which makes you such a fierce boxer? I seen the way you move in the ring with the level of intensity, and you're aggressive. Where does that come from?
Thank you for this question, and I'm happy to answer you.
Yeah, of course.
What there's a lot, but a lot of things motivates me to get to this level, or to get to in the ring to show my ability. But first, it's my family. My family motivates me because I know my family don't have. My family is not rich. We don't have money. We are very poor. So if I put them in my mind that, listen, I want to do something to change the background of the family.
Right.
So anytime I'm in the ring, I put my family first in my mind. I don't care what the opponent is going to do to me. I will come forward and I'll knock you out. And the second one is when I start boxing. I was doing all right, but the kind of pickable I'm doing in amateur, they don't like it. So at the end of the fight, it go to the points, and they gave it to the other guy.
Why? Why do you think they didn't like the style?
Because in UK amateur boxing, it's all about be on your toes, hit, don't get hit. They don't want you to just move your head forward. That's like a pro. They see that as like professional fight. They want you like in and out, like Muhammad Ali, bam, move, bam.
Right, okay.
So they count it as a point.
Right.
And because of I watch Mike Tyson too much, I don't do that. I just come inside and do this. So if I don't knock you out, at the end of the day, they give it to the other guy. That is why I lost most of my I lost 5 or 6 of my fight. So that make me anger. That pissed me off. Like, I'm like, now I'm strong. I train hard. I do this. This man don't do that. I've been in the life, in the back home. I work so hard. I know where I'm coming from. This man don't do that. I wake up early morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30, early morning. These guys are sleeping. Why I go to fight and they still win the fight? I don't feel it. I don't understand. So you know what? Let me bring some different attitude in the fight. So when I come to the fight, all I'm looking for is knockout. Because I believe myself, if I don't knock you out, it's going to the other guy. Yeah, that's the two. It motivates me, And Frey motivates me is Mike Tyson. I want to be like that guy. Like he get inside, knock people out in a positive way.
Have you been able to get in contact with Mike yet? At some point, you'll get his attention.
Yeah. I got a friend who worked with Tyson in the company. You see, Tyson did got in here we call it weed company. like said smoking and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And the guy contacts me, and he said to me, I showed you a video to Tyson, and he's so crazy about it, but I'm still trying to have a chat with him so he can call you in a live video in the Instagram or have a great chat. And I was like, hey, listen, man, if you can make this happen, bro, if that day is not my birthday, I will still celebrate it.
No, I understand. I think Mike's an inspiration to us all. I'm in the business world, and when things get difficult, or when I'm competing with competition, I channel Mike. You know, when things get hard, I ask myself, what would Mike do? And I think a lot of people do that. You don't just have to be in the ring. I think everyone identifies with the way he approaches an opponent. Well, certain people do. It's an alpha mindset, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying? And
for real.
And he was just incredible. I think it's sad. I don't think he had your upbringing, your faith, your control. And I think if he had that, you know, I think when Cuz died, he was lost. He fell into the hands of Don King and crowd. And I think things became very difficult for him because he was a boy, effectively, right? And looking for a father, probably. So okay, so that's really interesting. So I wanted to jump into something that I was talking to a friend of mine about, and he actually wanted me to ask you, and it's a very interesting topic around, given you started boxing so late, and it's such an aggressive sport, right? Like there's a lot of psychological factors going on. How do you manage your fear or feeling like what we call imposter syndrome? Like when you're in the ring, sometimes, like, you know, people at work may feel like they don't belong there. They feel like they're not real or they're fake. But in boxing, if you feel that, you might get your ass kicked, right? Like there's some real consequences if you start to doubt yourself. How do you manage that, Freezy?
Listen, I remember when I started boxing, my first sparring, I said to my friend, can you take the gloves off from my hand? He said, why? I said, I can't breathe. You know, because the heat, I don't know how to explain. Boxing is a very different sport, you know, but if you really want it and you want to do it, it's all here. So all in the mindset. One, you need to learn overcome with your fears. You know, you need to learn that no matter what, you will get punched. How you control yourself when you get punched. You stay calm, and you reply him later on when you get him. You know, you need to learn discipline. You know, you need to learn respect. Like there is so many, but it's so many things is going on in boxing. But when you come to fears is one of the biggest thing in boxing. You know, look at, for example, let me give you one big example. There is one guy, he was like super heavyweight, very big guy. I don't know if you have seen that video. And that time I was like 82 kilograms in pounds. I don't know how we call, but I was 82 kilograms. And the guy was super heavyweight, very big gen guy, right? I went there to spar him. And the guy said to us, let's put a head guard on. He said, no, I don't want it. I said, oh, cool. All right, let's go. So we was cool. We was sparring. And then the guy tried to take the piece. He hit me with some left hook. You know, that pissed me off. In the ring, when you try to take advantage from me, you know, in the ring, when you want to show me that, oh, you are stronger than me, now that wake me up. I'm like, I want to show you that I'm better. It's like challenge, you know. So he hit me. That's what happened. I knocked him out, and when he knocked out down, and he was sleeping, like, it was so terrible. It was so sad. Right. And the next week, 50 Cent get the video. I don't know where he get the video and he posted. Mayweather put, everyone was posting the videos like, wow, who is this guy? Everyone was looking for that guy, you know. So that helped me. Like, I got a kind of mindset that I'm not scared, I'm not fear anything. And the one thing is beautiful. I'm so happy I choose I make the right decision. Is Peekaboo.
Let me ask you though about this. Do you think your ability to cope with fear and your emotions, has that been taught to you by your coach and trainer, or how much of that have you been born with, do you think?
Like, it fears my emotion.
Yeah, well, I guess what I'm asking you is, are boxers built differently in terms of, do you think boxers have a greater ability to deal with fear, or is it something you're taught, that you were taught
Now,
to
it's some,
manage?
yeah. It's some. We all learn every day by day. We learn something different. You know. So if you are not good with weakness, you got to learn how to be strong. If you are not good with fearless, you got to learn how to be fierce. How to be how to be fearless, right?
Mhm.
Like, you don't scare anything. You need to learn that. You know, I learned this stuff. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. My time when I started sparring in the gym, I was so scared. I was so scared to get punched. I was so scared to get knocked out. You know, but Mike Tyson is one of my biggest motivation. There is no days off I don't watch that guy on YouTube. His old fight, his old sparring, you know, and I like the aggressive he used to go to his opponent. Even sometimes I can notice Mike Tyson is scared, but the way he move come forward to you will make you scared. So it will swap to opponent side. You know, so I learned that all. Sometimes I'm watching Tyson, you see, like I'm just watching the sparring. No, there's something I'm watching from Tyson. You don't know. It's not the sparring. It's here. He got something. He fearless. You know, you hit him, he take it like nothing, and he come to you and he pull you down. You know, so I learned how to stay fearless in the ring. You know, I'll fight anyone in my division. Even like I said, I give you some great example, like that heavyweight guy knocked him out. He's a bigger, tall than me. But I said to myself, that's nothing. I'll fight this guy.
There was an there was an interesting video of Mike Tyson. It's in his documentary. It's a very powerful piece where you may have seen this, where he talks about how before the fight, he's been, dreaming about this guy beating him. And as he walks toward the ring, now that's a real powerful message about how your training kicks in, right?
Yeah.
And that goes back to what you said. And I had a guest on a few weeks ago, a former NFL player, grew up in foster care from the same area as myself in California. And he sucked at football. And then he started to really practice. And he said he got to that point where when I would compete with somebody, I knew I was going to win because I did the work. I did the work when you were sleeping. I did the work in the dark, right?
Perfect.
And that's what he said. And that's what you're saying. And that's what Mike Tyson's saying, right? Like when you get in that ring, your training kicks in, right?
Exactly. Like I said, I've noticed that peekaboo is one of the hardest skills in boxing.
Why?
You know, so because it takes more energy.
Why?
It takes more energy. So one more energy. You need to have strong stamina. You know, you need to have more energy. You need to be powerful. You need to be fast. You need to be more speed. You know, you need to be aggressive. You need to be fearless. You need to have all this, you know. And aside all, Cosmoto said is not convince your enemies. Convince your enemies. Yeah. So listen, people don't do it. People don't do, like, if you just look at around all these boxes and tell me one boxer who fight like a Peekaboo, who fight like a Tyson.
Are there many people training that system? Like after, so Cus D'Amato came up with the system, right? He taught
Yeah.
Mike. And then I think Kevin Rooney or whatever was Mike Tyson's trainer. Are there many people training Peekaboo nowadays, or is it kind of stopped?
They do, people do, but the thing is, boxers don't use it because
Why?
of it's too much energy.
Okay.
Too much energy, and it's hard. It's hard. But when people see someone do it, they love it. You know, nowadays everyone is hit, don't get hit. Hit, step out. Hit, don't get hit. Step and down. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you have to be a certain type of boxer to use it, in the sense like you can't be afraid to get hit, right? Because you're going in. It's a very forward. You're not kind of ducking and weaving. You're going in, right? You've got to be prepared to battle. So I guess only certain types of boxers can use it, right?
Yeah, and it's work with height. Peekaboo work with height. You know, like for example, all my opponent, I never fight with anyone. I am taller than them.
Yeah.
Everybody I fight, they are taller than me. I'm sure. I just look up them like that.
Ah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm so short to all my opponents because I'm 5.7 to 8, something like that. You know, and all my opponents are 6'4", 6.1, 6.2, and it benefits me.
So what's that like? What's that like when you're towing up with someone that's 6'2", 6'3"? That's crazy.
They don't see the punches coming.
So you're punching up.
Yeah, especially sometimes when you, for example, when you fight with someone with the same height, you throw hand like that, right?
Yeah.
But if you fight with someone who is short, you throw your hand like that because he's down. And when you throw like that, here is there. Here is there. Yeah, but if you throw right like that, I'll hit your shoulder. So if you throw like that, I'm down there, I slip. Bam. You put it there, body. You put it there, bam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's it's a big, you need to have this. It's like 1 + 1, 2 + 2, you know, +4, -4.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
How
So,
tall was Tyson? Do you know? How tall was Tyson?
Tyson was, I think, 5'10". I think 5'10".
So he was taller than you.
Yeah, Tyson's taller than me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Tyson's division was heavyweight,
Yeah. Right.
and I fight in the light heavy.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
I'm not in the, yeah. I fight.
Are you going to stay there in light heavy? You'll never try to go heavyweight?
Before I go to heavyweight, I need to go to cruiserweight. But at the moment, when I'm gonna fight light heavy. After light heavy in future, I will see maybe I will move to cruiserweight.
Got it. Okay.
And from cruiserweight, I will see what next. Yeah, but at the moment, I want to stay in the light heavy.
All right. So, how about, I heard you on another conversation talking about this, and I think this is super important, especially with your craft and not letting doubt come into your mind and your heart. How do you deal with the haters or the naysayers? Not even the haters, but the people that kind of question what you're doing.
Honestly, it's hard, but you know what? You need to learn how to deal with it. I remember there is one website called Sports Bible. Sports Bible, they post my video, and within like a week, it got like 12 million views, and the comments is more than, it's a lot, you know, and you can't take time to read all this stuff. But in my own page, people just come there to just make you feel sad, you know, just make you feel like you're useless. What you're doing is not going to work, you know. But people like that, I block them. For me, I block them, I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear nothing from them, But we have some certain people that there, internet is like everyone pick phone, he creates a new page, he will come back and do the same thing to you, But if they inbox you, don't waste your time to reply them, because if you reply them, they are going to make you feel sad because they're prepared and they're coming. They are
It's sad
prepared.
that some people have so much time on their hands to do shit like that, right? Like
Yeah,
go get a
yeah,
job. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I remember there's a guy text me, hey, you are very shit Mike Tyson I ever see. You got nothing. Listen, I don't know why they give you so much attention. You are shit ever. And I said, bro, can you be positive? I just said that. I said, bro, can you be positive? Oh my days, my inbox, yeah. He said, oh, your poor family are waiting for you to see you make it. You like listen, the stuff the guy said, right? That day, honestly, it destroyed my whole energy.
Yeah.
So people like that, don't waste your time to reply them. I'm talking from my experiences, right? It's happened to me. Don't waste your time to reply them. Just let them be. If you broke them to be, broke them. Yeah, people will support you, but be you. The important thing is do what you make you happy. Keep motivating people, keep helping people, keep working hard. The best will come. Remember, when you start, all these people was not there. So the moment you're doing something and there's certain people, they come in to comment on a negative way, tell you that you're doing something great, you're almost there. So don't stop, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, it's hard, but you got to learn how to control it.
I think you kind of have to narrow your vision, right? Like you have to basically kind of, with social media, especially in real life, it's easy to keep positive people around you and get rid of the
Yeah,
negative people. But I think when it comes to social media and stuff, you just have to narrow your vision, stay off of it, stay focused.
hundred
Um,
percent,
because
hundred
it's very
percent.
easy to get caught up in, I mean, social media. You get 2 or 3 negative comments, it could drain your energy for a
Yeah,
day or 2 days. And
yeah,
I think with what you do, you can't afford that, because boxing, I think, is the kind of craft and sport, if you're not focused, you'll get your ass kicked.
100%, 100%, 100%. Listen, you got to be focused. You got to stay focused. That's the one thing about. Let me use this COVID-19 for example to use. I said to I said this to my team WhatsApp group, that listen, if you guys don't be careful, right, before COVID-19 will go off, a lot of half of you boxers will quit, will not back to gym, because this is the times you got to be very smart and tough in your mind. That is why I always stay active. If you watch my story, I always training, I always running and training people, helping people. But others are not doing that because they are waiting for the COVID to go over. You can't come back, because if you come back now, you're going to start where you was. It's too late. You know what I'm saying? So
I think COVID has been an advantage for people that have a strong work ethic,
yeah,
because the
yeah,
people that don't have stopped and they're using it as an excuse. They're getting
that's a
slow.
great excuse. Yes, yeah, but if you really want it and you know what you're looking for and you're not there yet, nah, brother, don't give a chance. Nah, go to run, be active, find your boxing partner or your teammate, work together, work on your job. You can you can have your boxing bag in your backyard. Hit the back. There's so many ways to stay active, instead of making excuse. But me, I really want it. So I always impact every day by day training.
One of the things that really impressed me was I saw that video, such a humble video about how you were a porter and then you saw the chefs cooking and you're like, hey, I can do that shit. Let me get on the, let me get on the oven or whatever. and
Yeah.
you were then, you'd have your bag and then you'd go to training. I want to talk about your work ethic and your habits. Like, I think this is something that you've been raised with, and you have an immigrant mentality, which is always, I think, powerful. You're trying to make it in a new country, and you're trying to support your family. But let's talk about habits and your work ethic. Like, what is your program in terms of how you, your habits and stuff like that?
Um, I was said to you, in this life, if you want to go far, you need to be humble. Humbleness is really important. You need to be humble. You need to be polite. You need to learn to be respect. Like, brother, I know where I'm coming from, right? I know my families and that I grew up with a poor family, but the only thing, so I don't know, so it make me feel bad, but listen, and I'm so grateful to have that thing. It's my character.
Mm.
You can be a super rich, you can be a millionaire, billionaire, but the kind of character I have, you can't buy.
Mm.
You need to be humble. You need to be kind. You need to be nice. You need to be respectful. And after all, you need to work hard. If you have all these things, you know what's going to happen to you? Opportunity open for you. And when the opportunity open for you, good people find you. Because I know what I'm talking about. I listen to my mom a lot and my dad. Humbleness is the best thing. Please, humble. What next, chef? What next? What do you want me to do? I'm finished. Can I go now? People will be like, "Oh, don't be like a fool to people." That's them. Be you. That's where you learn. That's where you grow up. Be humble. The great thing will come. I start kitchen as a porter. I wash plates when the customers come to restaurant to eat. They bring all the dirty stuff to me. I'm the one I wash it. I change the beans. I do everything. I clean there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do everything. Like, you think anything you think out about it in the kitchen, what is going there is a rubbish. If someone drop a food, I'm the one they come to call me to go there to clean it up, clean the table, do everything, right? And then I speak to there was a time I speak to the chef. I said, "Chef, please, if you need someone to cut an onion or tomatoes or any vegetable, anything, I'm here. Don't feel shy to call me." He said, "Oh, really? Do you want to help us in the kitchen?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Ah, cool." Then there was a one time he called me. I went there to help him. And even when I finished my work, when I finished my porter work, I still went to go to kitchen to ask him, "Sorry, do you have any job for me to do?" He said, "No, you're a boxer. You need to go to gym." And I'm so grateful that these people were so great that they love the kind of the sports I'm doing. So they don't want to keep me there. They say no. And anytime I come to work, I have my gym bag at my back. So when I finish work, I go gym straight. I don't go home. From gym, I'm going home to sleep. I wake up, I run into work, finish my job, take my train, go to gym. From gym, go to from Monday to Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm looking for. Then one time, I changed my restaurant, and I worked with different restaurant fully in the central London. And they said, and I speak to the chef. Chef said, "Yeah, come to the kitchen." So they gave me opportunity to work in the kitchen. And that day I went. When you work in the kitchen, they'll give you white to wear. That it put happiness in my face. I was so happy, like dreams come true. Now I'm a chef because you wear white. But obviously, you're gonna be a commercial chef. The commercial chef, like everything, if it's the onion, we gave it to you. Tomatoes, you cut.
Yeah.
fish, you dress it, meat, you dress everything, you know. And I was so proud and I love to do it, you know. So that's how I became a chef, working in the kitchen. And you need to be humble in the kitchen because there's people been there before you. You know, if you don't be humble, you don't say please and be nice to people, they will not teach you what is going on there. And you also want to learn, you know. And um there's another thing is that um um sometimes it's become a challenge. People think like you are stupid, you're fool because the way you are so cool with people. But I still let them know that listen, I'm here for a reason, you know. I know what I'm looking for. What you looking at, what I'm looking, it's not different. Oh, sorry, it's not the same. We are different. You know, we don't speak the same language. So please, you know what I'm saying? Just respect me, and I respect you, you know. And then yeah, everyone is cool. So this was going on, That's how I become a chef. I start from kitchen porter and I jumped to, and someone gave me opportunity because of my character, because of how nice and helping people and that, and he gave me opportunity to work in the kitchen, and dreams comes true, you know. And so from there, like you're looking for your dream job and you get it. You can't be late. First person, you have to work. Everything I'm here because you want to show them that you can do the job, you know. Yes, that's how I become a chef with that.
Yeah, it's an amazing outlook. You're such a positive person. You have such a good attitude, Freezy. I think it's a testament to your parents, how you were raised. I think a lot of people could go to another country and things can fall apart, but your strength of character and I think your faith probably plays into that as well.
Thank you.
It's extraordinary. I actually can't imagine you beating somebody up in the ring because you almost seem too nice of a guy to do that. I couldn't imagine you on beast mode, but I'm sure it happens, right? So, yeah, it's incredible. It's great and refreshing to see and hear your attitude. And I think that it's always the way when, I talk to friends about it. I've had Joe DeSena, the founder of Spartan Races, on the podcast a couple times, and we've had conversations offline. And he talks about how he views us that have grown up in kind of first world countries as getting, there's a lack of gratitude there. Sometimes there's kind of a softness and an unwillingness to do the hard work. And we always talk about this concept of an immigrant's mentality, right? You always got to work hard. You always got to keep it really, really fresh and not become complacent. And I think
Exactly.
why I love having this conversation with you is it reminds me of that struggle. Do you know what I mean? I'm like rooting for you. I'm like Team Freezy. I want to see you win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, like someone coming from ends, come from Africa to here, and you born here. Me and you, I don't see us. We are like we speak the same language because I'm here for a reason. I know why I'm here. I'm here to work hard and go and look after my family. You know, you born here. You know what I'm saying? So you grow up with the system. You are okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I'm here. Something bring me here. I'm burning. I need something to.
But
cool.
that's more powerful.
That make me who I am right now.
Your kids may not be like that. That's the problem. Your kids will be like, Dad, I want this. Give me that. Give me this. And you'll be like,
nah. I'll be like, hey, you know what? I will take them to Australia and I'll take their passport with me and I leave them there. Hustler and get the money.
It, brother. That's it. It's hard. I mean, my dad left his country without papers, and he had to hustle and fight his way in. And I'm second generation, so I still connect with my dad's struggle. But my kids, they will not know struggle, you know. And I'm like, you know, me and my wife have these conversations all the time about how do we make them struggle. They have to kind of suffer a little bit, right? Because
a little bit, so so they can feel the heat. They will know how it feels. You know, if you just leave them like that, they'll be like, oh, everything is easy, everything is easy, everything is easy. Hey man, I used, you know, in back home in the village, there is no light. Do you know car battery? We use car battery to watch a TV, and if it's dead, you need to carry the car battery like 5 miles to somewhere to charge it.
Brother, Mike Tyson was on the Joe Rogan show, and I think they were high, right? And Mike, they were talking about how Mike Tyson's son wants to box. And Mike Tyson said to Joe, he goes, man, he goes, I told my son, he goes, can you imagine if you came up against someone like me? Because his son's grown up with money, and, you know, like, he's like, he said, my son, he goes, what happens when my son fights a fucking animal? Someone like me when I was 18, like, he's like, he doesn't want his son to do it, right? Obviously, like, he doesn't have that pedigree. He just doesn't have that desire, right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what will hold in the future, but the way I throw my hands in the people in the ring, I don't want anyone to throw my hands in my daughter or son in the future. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Tyson is right. Because listen, I want to beat them to let people know that, hey, listen, I can do the job. Because I have something in me. I want to show it to the world that, listen, I'm really hungry. I want to do it. You know?
Do you think, would you say fighting is like a battler's sport? Like, do you think people that grow up with privilege and money would struggle in the ring?
Say it again, sorry.
Do you think people that grow up with a lot of money and comfort would struggle being a boxer? Like, do you think you have to come from a place of hardship to be a really good boxer?
100%. 100%. No matter, you can't come from rich family and be a good boxer. Have you seen anybody who?
I don't know. I know Logan Paul and these cats are out there. I know you want a piece of them.
do you think Bill Gates' son is going to be a boxer? No. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not going to happen like that. Boxing is one of the crew sports, you know. It's crazy. It's dangerous. No one will go there to say, oh, hit me. You have enough money. You don't need it, you know. You don't need any extra money to get punched, pains, and gain that money. So you're cool with it. But you need to be hungry. You need to be really, really hungry. You need to hungry and work hard, have something you or your father or your family never had before. That
your view on losing.
No.
And your view on losing is quite unique in the sense that you've got a very humble view and I think a very powerful one on embracing the lessons of when you lose. Can you talk a little bit about that, Freezy?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. When you lose a fight, is that what you mean?
Yes, like how because I heard you in an interview, and you were like, when I lose, I don't. It's not the end of the world. I look at it as how can I learn, and you know, and I think it's important to talk about that.
I mean, you are right, Reggie. I mean, listen, I don't see myself like, one, never take it too serious. Never ever take anything too serious. Anything like a sports or the fight or that. Don't take it serious, right? But take it serious. Feel me? Never take it serious, but take it serious. All right, cool. I will explain it to you. One, if you lose, don't take it serious. It's a lesson. You know, if I don't lose, you will never know me. I would think like I'm cool. Now I win by points. Oh, I had like 17 or 19 fights. I win all by points. No knockout. You never know me, right? Because of my loss, 5 or 6 loss, that make me anger and piss me off and knocking people out. And now someone from Australia interview me. You know what I'm saying? So losing is part of the journey. You lose make you anger, get you upset, and show the next step that, listen, hey, I'm here, baby. Let's have it. You feel me? Yeah, so losing is the biggest, it's like a failure. Failure is one of the biggest experience in the life.
Motivators, yeah.
Exactly. It motivates you to go and get it. You know,
some people, they talk about having a growth mindset, and I think that's the difference between people that have to do shit perfectly. When they lose, it could break them sometimes, versus people that are flexible, they learn and they're okay with losing because they can take that loss, learn from it, and get better. Right. So I think
100%. 100%. You are right. You are right. Yeah. I don't. People, I see so many comments. They say, "Oh, how come this guy knocking people out and he lost 6 fights?" People don't understand that in the amateur boxing to compare to pro boxing is a big difference. Big difference. You know, in amateur boxing, it's a base. It's a base. You need to learn. You need to be disciplined and stuff like that. And little like, and I'm telling you, in amateur boxing, there is more how they call it
politics
than the pro one. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, because people are trying to make it, right? And so there's a lot. Yeah, right. Yeah,
there is a lot of politics there. Yeah. So, like everything, there is a lot of politics in the amateur. So, I don't now. You know what? I know, for example, let me give you big example, right? I know a guy, he had all the belts in amateur belt in this country, right? In UK here. He won all his fight. He got every tournament. He won the gold, everything. But my brother, I'm telling you, even people don't know him like the way people know Freezy. Because he never seen lose before. So
well,
he keep winning.
People like the fact that you go all in. People want to see someone go all in. When you fight, you go all in.
Yeah.
And that's what people want to see.
Okay. I see.
I mean, that's like the problem people have with Mayweather, right? Yeah. Like, you know, Mayweather's a brilliant fighter, I suppose, and I'm no boxing expert, but people get pissed off because he dances around and he's overly tactical, and people want to see people fucking slug it out. They want to see you go all in.
For real. Like, let's have it. What happened will happen.
That's it. That's it. Whereas I think, you know, Mayweather's great, but I think he's really concerned with his record.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. And I understand you. You are right. Yeah, Mayweather is right. He's smart. He's a smart boxer, you know. That's why, for me, Mike Tyson, if you ask me who's the best, Muhammad Ali is good. He's the one of the greatest, for real. Even Tyson is still on him, right? He's the one of the greatest. But I think Mike Tyson is more close to Ali, you know, because Tyson gives everything out. There's no fight Tyson sits his ass down. Every fight he show his anger, you know, and he put everything on the line, you know. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
And that could, you know, and you can have all the belts and win all the fights, but you're not going to win the hearts and the minds of the people if you go all out. People want to see you go all out.
Yeah, that one big example. Do you know a fighter called Chisaro? Derek Chisaro.
No.
Chisaro. I don't know. I think maybe I pronounced his name wrong. He's a UK boxer, heavyweight boxer. Anytime he fight, he bring his heart out. I bring everything out. Even when he lost, people still support him. You know, that kind of the person I want to be. I don't want to step back. I want to go for it. What happened will happen, you know.
Let's talk about your sense of community, because I think this is unique in the sporting world, and I think it's unique in boxing. I saw some stuff around how you get involved in the health of the community. Let's talk about that. Is that the African community? Is it the community from Ghana, or is it just everyone that's in the area?
Yeah. Right now, I'm still in the UK, and I live in UK right now
Yeah.
here. And I live obviously, like I said, I live in South London, Brixton, and where I live right now, that's where I do community help support. So what I started from last year, I did the same like this month. What I did when the COVID started. Everywhere was so quiet, lockdown. Everywhere it was so cool and calm, quiet. And I stepped out and I was training. And someone passed by. He said, "Oh, do you do classes?" Because I feel bored. I said, "No, listen. You and your neighbors can still join me, and we can train together. I just live in this flat, so we are opposite, so we cool." They said, "Oh, okay, cool." The next day, 2 people. The next day, 3 people, and people see us. We getting more, and then they ask, "Oh, can I join?" I say, "Yeah, everyone welcome, everyone welcome," and boom, that's how it started. And up to date, I never stop. So it came to the point that I was too busy. So before I was doing from Monday to Friday. Yeah, every 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And then it was too busy for me, and I said to myself, you know what, I got to make it one day a week. And that time, somewhere last year, do you know Lawrence Okoli?
Mm-mm.
He's a boxer. He became a WBO world champ last 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah. And they booked me for chef to cook for him in his camp.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so I was busy with my in my real life, and I said to them, listen, when I come back, we're gonna do it like only Sundays. So at the moment we do it once a week. But like you said, anytime you see it, there's a lot of people come to support. So I just, for what I've learned in the few since 2017 I start boxing, that's what I'm giving it back to help people, to make people stay positive. Kids, everyone involved, old, kids, young, everyone can come and join it. And it's very interesting, like it never stops. It still keep growing, growing, growing. Right now, we have more than we have more than 25 people, 30
It's
come
fantastic.
to join. Yeah, join. So it's still growing, and it's amazing, like how um everything is going well. For me, I think this year is great year because obviously being a article in Sky Sports,
Mhm.
and the Sun, one of the biggest newspapers in the UK, so that's great for me. And they're still talking about the community side and the good thing I'm doing to help the community and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how it goes.
Well, I think we'll leave it there, Freezy. I really, really wanted to get you on the show, and I'm really thankful that you came on. You're an absolute gentleman as well as a beast. I think you have the balance right. You are a young man with your head screwed on correctly, and I have no doubt that you're making your family back at home proud. We're all rooting for you. We love the way you fight, and I think you're a good human. So again, thank you for your time, Freezy. Where can listeners of the show find you on social media? Do you have any social media links or anything that you could share?
Yeah, my biggest platform is Instagram, you know, Freezy Macbones official,
Okay.
you know. Yeah, that's my biggest platform. But you can find me on Twitter, Freezy Macbones official as well. Facebook, Jackson Freezy Macbones official.
All right, brother. Well, we'll leave it there, man. You have a wonderful night, and we are getting stuck into the morning here in Australia.
Thank you, brother.